Hello, fellow YouTubers. This is a video talking about how to deal with the police. Now, I mentioned this book in one of my other videos, which is called Fighting for Your Marriage. And it talks about people's beliefs. And I think it's also that book that it's either that one or a different marriage book that talks about misinterpreting situations. Now, I know that your beliefs can bring out the best in somebody, or by misinterpreting the situation, your beliefs can also bring out the bad in somebody, if that helps articulate what I'm saying. And I'll give an example of what I'm illustrating here. When I was in Southern California, this police officer was talking to me, and he asked me so many different kinds of questions. He asked me, when he's all questioning me, he asked me what my driver's license number is, and that's a long number. And so, not surprisingly, I did not know what it was. I know my social security number. Pretty much everybody knows that. But that's a small, easy to remember number. But as I learned from the documentary called Never Get Busted Again, he will tell you to never touch your face or any part of your head, because that's a sign of deception and or like you're trying to lie to the police. Now, I noticed, because throughout my 22 years of traveling here and there, this is the only single police officer where I've ever noticed myself. Eventually, because I didn't notice this at first, but eventually I noticed I was touching my face and my head all the time while I was talking to him, and but I was not lying to him at all. That I did not know that driver's license number. It was a long number to memorize. It was a driver's license from Texas. And so I brought this up to the police officer that I learned that from that documentary. I mentioned that if you're touching your face and your head all the time or at all, that means that you're most likely lying. And I told that to the police officer, that his false beliefs of me, trying to stereotype me, falsely brought out that body language. Okay, so that makes that point there. Moving on here. Hold up. I got a mosquito on me. Not anymore. Anyways, now, if you're ever asked, first of all, if a cop ever asks you something, just answer his question with another question and keep on repeating yourself over and over again. Okay, and so now, if he's asking you, for instance, one of the rare times when you want to answer his questions is like if he asks you, well, why don't you want to answer my questions? Do you got something to hide? And you could just reply with this answer and say that no, I got nothing to hide. I'm just a middle-born person, because I am actually a middle-born person, and I've experienced this before. I read about it in a book called The Ultimate Personality Guide, that middle-born people value their privacy. Now, whether or not you're a middle-born person or not, just tell the police officer that you value your privacy, and leave it at that. Okay. Now, there is a book called People Skills, which was written by somebody named Robert Bolton. It was published in 1979, and just you could trial and error different angles to come at this with, you know what I'm saying? It says in that book that if you don't even respond to anybody, they don't even have anything to go off of to add to the conversation. You know what I'm saying? If if the police is trying to intimidate you, and say for instance that you're homeless like me, and a cop is conveying to you that he's better than you, if he's conveying to you that you're a sad person, if he's conveying to you that you're little, all those things, that's a sign that he's sad and that he's little. But so you could say something positive to diffuse the situation, because marriage books talk about de-escalation, talks about escalation, but you could say something positive to de-escalate the situation, like with what I've experienced talking with others, and what I read in this book called Winning with People. And on top of that, you know, the Bible says, a soft answer turneth away wrath. So you can say something positive even in a quiet voice, and then wait till later, and then you know, because as the book called The Complete Idiot's Guide to Verbal Self-Defense tells you, you don't want to ideally have knee-jerk reactions to verbal abuse, but you still want to respond. Maybe not in every case, but you know, so if, after diffusing the situation, you could later tell them off later, you know what I'm saying? Because assertiveness, which they only teach you while you're locked up, these correctional institutions only correct behavior after the fact. Okay, they never tell you this knowledge about assertiveness and other things beforehand, because they know if they did, there would not be so many institutions. And so they do this at other people's expense for their job security. It's their trick of the trade, knowledge that they withhold from others for their own benefit. And like I said, they only teach you this knowledge after you get locked up. Okay, you know, so, and I'm trying to think what else really, and I've discovered this book called the Anger Management Workbook. It says that if things get heated between you and others or whatever, you want to take time to cool off, you know what I'm saying? So you could take time to cool off between you two and then tell them off later, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to think. And one thing I think helps is, as I've heard, it goes with how you deal with a woman that's trying to play games with you, is you could call them out on their games if you notice they're trying to play these certain kind of games. If they're trying to act like they have something on you when they don't, say, hey, look, man, you're just trying to play I got you games with me when you ain't got nothing on me. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I think that pretty much does it with this video. Tomorrow I'll be firing off 5 more videos. I can fire off 5 of them per day, and I'm not gonna set my alarm on my phone, but as soon as I wake up past midnight, I'm firing off other videos back to back. So stay tuned.